Hi, my name is Tanya, and this is part three of the digital fast. Originally, this fast was supposed to be done with a partner, but since my partner unfortunately dropped the class, I completed all these parts independently, of course with approval from Professor Fox and the TA Nicole. So this is the part three of the assignment where I'm going to talk about my experience during my 24-hour digital fast, reflect on what I learned, and compare my expectations to what actually happened. So I'm going to start with why I chose my time window. I started my fast on Thursday, October 16th from 6:30 p.m. and ended it 6:30 p.m. Friday the next day. I did this because it was right after my COGS 10 lecture, and I also don't have classes on Friday, so that was a very good time for me to have the least amount of responsibilities and things that I had to use smart devices for. I also didn't want to be in situations where not using smart technology would stop me from taking notes or checking Canvas or um, using smart technology where I actually would really need it. So before starting, I was honestly a little nervous and really anxious because I wasn't just stressed about being disconnected socially. I was also worried about how dependent I might be on my devices and onto my actual experience. As soon as I was disconnected from my phone, I noticed what I normally do without even thinking. For example, right after my fast started, after lecture, I immediately went to Price Center and got some food. And I realized while I eat, I usually am on the phone with people or connecting with someone in some type of way, texting, calling, or I'll be on YouTube or watch something for entertainment. But without my phone, I felt really weirdly exposed. I was in the middle of Price Center, so I decided to go upstairs, a little more private, and people watch for entertainment. And then that's when I noticed something really surprising. So every single person in Price Center was either alone or with somebody, and every single person who was alone was on a smart device. There wasn't one person that I saw without a smart device, and those who were with people were not on smart devices. They were just connecting with people. So throughout that night, I just caught myself instinctively reaching for my phone, even though I knew it was off limits. I realized I also have this habit. I realized this in real time. I also have this habit for using my camera for seeing things I can't really see clearly in real life because I lost my glasses a while ago, so I used my camera to zoom in. And it was something I didn't even know I even relied on. So studying was also really difficult because I couldn't use Canvas. All my notes are on Google Docs. Writing my notes on hand felt really impossible, and I couldn't even refer to my lectures, without a smart device. Um, at this point, that's when I noticed my hand was starting to cramp writing all my digital diaries. And what shocked me most about how fast time was passing when reading a physical book, I went to the library. I checked out a book, The Design of Everyday Things by Don Norman, and it made me realize how usually I'm really dividing my attention to a lot of things. Sleeping was something that I was really dreading, and it was the probably the hardest part of the entire fast. My room was silent. I didn't have a digital alarm. I panicked when I woke up because I thought I missed an alarm, but luckily I didn't have class that day. But the next day was a lot easier because I didn't have any physical responsibilities. I showered, did my cleaned my room, did everything. And when I got on the shuttle to meet a friend, I noticed that every single person on the shuttle was on their phone, and it was so crazy to see because I usually don't notice things like that. But I was just, looking at the view. Everything was really pretty, and everything kind of slowed down for a while. And onto my reflection and my expectations versus what actually happened. So I predicted that I felt bored and anxious, and that was absolutely true, especially at night. But I expected the shuttle to be more stressful when it wasn't. And for closing thoughts, I realized how much of my daily life and society in general really depends on smart technology. It's not just entertainment, communication, it's also scheduling and everything. Um, so, yeah, thank you. That's my digital fast.